Good clap. What the fuck? Hi everyone, once again. Welcome to the second intro of my video wherein I come back to YouTube, or attempt to. Yep, that's the official title. Welcome to this wild goose chase treasure hunting video for I Promised You the Moon. Let me explain. If you subscribe to my channel exclusively for any content that I make for I Promised You the Moon and are now wondering why the hell did I stop recording or putting out videos for this show right after episode 2, the reason for that is that I didn't. I actually put out 2 other episode reactions, and that would be for episode 3 and episode 4. The only thing I really don't have is episode 5. So here's one for episode 3 that I posted 6 months ago, and then 5 months ago, episode 4. And if you click into these links, they'll take you to Dailymotion. And then there's a password to access both of these videos. Passwords are provided only, again, since this is membership exclusive content, only my members will be able to have seen this. This is not me requiring you to give me a membership. What I'm saying is that in this video, if you go to the description, the passwords and the links to both of these videos will be down there. So you'll treat this as like a master list, because I also created a playlist for I Promised You the Moon just so that it's easy for you to find, and this video will be included in that playlist. The description box is the key. Videos and Dailymotion will be there that were formerly just member exclusive, but now I'm making it available to all of my subscribers so that you will be able to watch that content plus this content. Now that that's out of the way, why did I do this? Oh, and by the way, if you are wanting to just like skip, you've probably already noticed there are timestamps to this video. I've timestamped it, so if you would just want to skip ahead to the reaction, you can 100% do that. You don't have to stay here. Okay, you didn't have to cut me off. All right, I guess they're gone. For those of you that have stayed here, the reason why this happened, this entire mishap, I got a couple of copyright strikes, not claims, strikes, meaning that my channel, for those of you that don't know how this stuff works, on the content creator side, my brain is dying. Your channel only gets 3 strikes. Obviously, if you have accumulated 3 strikes, then your entire channel gets taken down and there's nothing that you can do. There was a time where my channel accumulated 2 strikes in 1 month, and I tried to contest it, didn't hear back from them. I tried to ask advice from like one of my friends. I don't know if you guys know Marie Anime's Corner. I kind of crazily text her like, what do I do? And she had advised me to just like let this stuff run. Like, it's good that sure, I attempted to contact this huge company, but really it's not going to do much because they don't really care for that stuff. The most viable option for me in that moment was to just wait until the copyright strikes ran out, which would be in like 3 months. Any other normal human being probably would be able to do. I couldn't have picked myself up at that moment. What happened with me during that time is that even though I wanted to continue making videos, and I attempted to do so, because my channel is kind of reliant a little bit on being able to include content that isn't mine, it became difficult for me to work around that and stay creative and motivated when I was like this close to losing my entire channel. As a result, I just kind of waited for my channel strikes to go away, but at that point that just meant like months upon months of nothing, or just like maybe trickles of content here and there. And that's also why I kind of turned to Genshin in a way, because at least there was no threat of any copyright strikes happening. This is really hard to explain. In my mind it makes sense, and I feel like whenever I have conversations with myself off camera, it's a thing that happens. It's fine. We're all gonna be okay. I feel fairly eloquent in the way that I explain what it is that has made me felt the way that I felt and why I had been absent for so long. But then you go in front of a camera and it's almost worse than talking to an actual person. All of that said, right? I still, holy shit, I'm so thankful, because in the time of my inconsistency and in the time of my absence, and even like with all the uncertainty ahead, because things have changed for me, there were people that stuck by me, and I cannot thank the members enough for hanging in there and just waiting for my content and trusting that I was going to keep my word and come back. That means so much to me. I mean, I had no intention of leaving anyway, but you can never trust people, period. Like, I wanted to thank everyone for sticking by me and like staying here with this channel and continuing to support me in any way that you can. I cannot express to you how much that means to me, and maybe that's kind of out of character because I'm, you know, I don't have a heart or emotions. I guess I do. I guess a little bit I have some feelings. It's a surprise to me too. We're all growing up. And so yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to thank every single one of you for staying here, for not only just staying here and like being a great support to the channel and allowing me to do this still and making me feel good, but for sending me comments and messages full of your support, and also for continuing to watch my content in spite of the fact that it's probably not the content that you're expecting or the content that that you subscribe to me for. Like, that's huge. That's a huge thing to me. I cannot tell you, I cannot even begin to express how much that means to me. All that said, let's wrap it up, pack it all back in, and get into what this video is about and why you clicked into this, now that all of that's explained. I can't believe I did that under 15 minutes. Never mind. That's not, I still wasted a lot of time. You also probably don't need to see this, but this is my content planner. It's really fun. The reason why I decided to make this video today is because it was in my list and it was one that was viable, and I wanted to make content to, that's also something I could do. I don't know if I could do that today, though. It hasn't been filmed yet. But you know what? I'm going to finish filming this today anyway, so we're going to mark it as filmed. Something you don't know also is that I filmed I Promised You the Moon episodes 3 to 5 in one sitting. I have some violent reactions about this show. Violent reactions. And yeah, this is just going to be a full-ass deep dive. I genuinely do not remember a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie. I do not remember a lot of it. And we're gonna have to just like go back and see. But the way I'm gonna do that is I'm going to watch my own videos on it because I'm narcissistic and a little lazy. I'm watching this like a week after it's released. What else is new? We're coming in late. We're coming in hot. I was still so happy. I was still so happy about it at this point. Am I actually reacting to my own reaction? Holy shit. We're skipping some of this, because not all of it is relevant. Oh, right, the roommate. It's good that I'm reviewing this, because I forgot about him totally. I like him already. I think I was right about that. Hoon was like a real MVP throughout this entire thing. One of the best characters in the show. Hoon. One of the unsung heroes. The actual backbone, buttocks, and back knees of this show. Should I get bangs again? Those are my thoughts right now. She's accepting. She's cool with it. They should have a meal when he's back in Phuket. Like, just the hit of that, the impact of that. I'm ready to shoot someone. Me too. Some things never change. Boys will be boys. Am I right? Up there. You never disappoint. Well, you did disappoint, but now you're not going to. He really did. Pass Noah. Oh my god, so good. Editor Noah knows the situation better than any of us. Editor Noah is beyond in the future. Editor Noah is angry all the time. I don't like him. Jai added zero value to the show. Zero value. I don't understand what he had taught us, what he has contributed to the plot. All he added was chaos. And it really wasn't even worth it kind of chaos, because it wasn't fun. It was such predictable chaos. There was no need for him to enter our safe space. And I hate him to this day. Oh my god, I've completely forgotten about him too, but I guess he will never leave my brain. He's always just going to be somewhere in here. And every time I see him, or I don't know what triggers Jai in my brain. I guess it's just like the actual image of him, which is this. Like, every time he comes back, it does not bring up good feelings. Because he's not complex. He is not deep. # deep. He's a fuckboy. He's a fuckboy, softboy. He's a filmboy, fuckboy, softboy. I predicted this show so well. I'm impressed by myself, honestly. Like, I've done a bunch of good or like accurate predictions for other shows, and those are good and well. But the way that I called and dragged this show out, I'm so proud of me, and I very rarely feel that way about myself. This world is going to open up. He's going to meet all sorts of different people. Maybe go to Pride. True, but they didn't go to Pride because pandemic. But I was on, like, if this were the money, I was on it. Oh no, that's so sweet. Fuck, that's so fucking sweet. That's really... It saddens me every day that Q only got up to here, and then that was it for him. It was time to fall now. You only take him so high up just so that you could drop him. And that upsets me because Q was also one of the MVPs of I Promised You the Moon, and I will die on this hill. I will die on this Q-shaped hill. This season is called I Promised You the Moon, and the moon itself doesn't cast light, it borrows light from the sun. So when there is no light or no sun, that doesn't mean that it's complete darkness. You'll see what you need to. You just need to adjust your perspective a little bit. And I think it's a really cool way how they've incorporated that into the plot metaphorically and placed it on Oh-aew because he's the one that's going through it. And in his time of darkness, it's going to be okay. Because after adjusting how he sees things, it'll all fall into place. I don't know. I just think that didn't make sense to me. Welcome to another episode of Let's Cry Together. I do exist during the daylight. It's been a minute, Anyway, yeah, let's set off to... That was a cute edit. What the hell? I'm doing that for this video. It's been a minute. I'm not sure if I have the right episode, because why the fuck are they friends? Last I saw, they weren't this close. And again, in the first episode, a lot of time did pass. Like, I do remember that this was a consistent thing that I would criticize about the episodes when it would happen, which it happened a lot throughout the show. And that is when they would skip time. So much time. They would skip over so much time. And generally that's not a huge thing, but the difference with I Promised You the Moon and why I criticize it is because the time that they would skip would be like there would be things that would happening in there that feel pivotal, because by the time we fast forward to the future and we're now watching it, relationships have strengthened and we weren't there for the development of it, so it kind of doesn't make sense, or it doesn't give you time to adjust. Is this video like an hour? This video is it's 50 minutes. Oh god. Oh my god. It makes me anxious that something here is gonna happen that I won't agree with, and I'm not even sure if what it is that I'm going to be mad about is going to be the plot. Is it going to be Teh? Or is it going to be the writing? Because if we're going to go there, I will go there. And here is me going there. Knowing what I know now, we'll get more into it later at episode 5, but knowing what I know now, the writing angers me so much because Teh now, to me, looks like he's just a toxic human being that has no honor to his words. He'll just say whatever. There's a way to say it in Tagalog that is pretty awkward in English. What happened between him and Jai, it feels like a throwaway, useless plot because it offers nothing. It's just there to make you angry. It's angst porn. Sex? It's that cringe. Holy shit, I go on in this for a very long time. Most people, what they do is they take out a lot of long pauses, and there are times that I do that. But if I were to scale it, if I were to side by side how I edit my videos, it's more so me cutting myself off because I talk way too much. Please no, I don't want it. I was going insane. Also, I don't know what we're supposed to be thinking here as audience members. Like, maybe we're supposed to think that the depth in Jai is the fact that you never really know with him. Was he really just doing this for the part? Or was he doing it for the part and also had feelings for Teh? Because he's trying to put out there that it all meant nothing. He's doing this for the betterment of his film or his play, which by the way looks like it sucks, not gonna lie. And are we supposed to be like, is it though, because you were so gentle with it? Maybe it's because I just don't like Jai. I do not like this character because I don't see the relevance to him. All he did was put everyone through hell, and he's not even that fucking interesting. Oh, you know what? I'm realizing something as I watch these two make out. Perhaps the reason why this entire thing doesn't make sense to me is because I don't see chemistry between them compared to Oh-aew and Teh, who have electric chemistry. And I've talked about that time and time again, especially with season 1. Their chemistry is insane. And finding out that they're actually best friends in real life doesn't even surprise me. But these two, I would be so surprised to find out if they were actually really good friends. I'm not saying that Jae is a bad actor, please God. Like none of these comments, I know that it goes without saying, but please, none of these comments are meant to be towards any of the actual actors, because I don't know them. And I'm not saying that this guy is a bad actor. Sometimes chemistry just isn't there, no matter how much you try to force it. This whole thing feels forced because they're put side by side with Teh and Oh-aew, who have wonderful chemistry. Like, it's so black and white. Bebe Oh-aew has been so cute this entire season. He's been so loving. He's been so supportive. He's just been trying his goddamn best. And this is what you meet him with. There's so much unnecessary hurt that's being thrown towards Oh-aew that at this point, it just doesn't feel like it's worth it. Because what was the reason? At the end of all of this pain, what does it prove for the couple? Does it prove that, like, they're stronger than they thought because they got through Teh being a fucking cheater and an idiot? That point doesn't make sense though, because they broke up. And it kind of makes them look super fragile. And it makes Teh look like an idiot because he fell in love with a guy that wasn't even supposedly in love with him. Can I just say though? I am living for the vibe of this little picture right here, this little dootsie. I'm living for this shit right here, the look of it, the flavor of it. Doesn't Oh-aew look like a housewife, a modern day 1950s housewife? How does that work? Modern day 1950s? You're looking at it. I actually, like, even here, could be criticized of Oh-aew that he shouldn't have meddled, or he shouldn't have, obviously gone through his boyfriend's stuff, because that's kind of a mortal sin. You don't invade people's privacy. And it's also true that if he confronted Teh about this, they would just lie. That's true. Because Teh's the kind of asshole that has to be caught red-handed. You can't just say that, like, I saw, like, and that's why it's painful for Oh-aew here, because he is in love with this man, and he doesn't want to have this man that he loves lie to his face and gaslight him.
No. We were rehearsing. I'm not in love with him.
Because that's really what's going to be in question. It's not about the kissing. The reason why this is shit is because when he called Teh about that night, Teh lied about Jae even being there. And that's why his actions make sense to me. There could have been so many other interesting conflicts applied to this season. It didn't have to be that. There could have been, like, some sort of teasing moment for it, like, will it happen, won't it? But the fact that it actually happened was so unnecessary. They would have gone into the same path of, like, break up, then come back together, then grow up together. They would have landed there anyway, even without Jae. I'm arguing that Jae was a useless addition to season 2. There is enough meat in this season with just the conflict of Oh-aew trying to find his footing in this world and trying to fit in. Alternatively, Teh trying to understand that Oh-aew is a separate person from him, and that things change and that people change. I would argue that could have been a good plot in and of itself, because there's so many conflicts that you could draw from that already. And then the cheating, it did nothing. It was just unnecessary hurt. It didn't push the plot forward. It didn't make this relationship look that good. And if anything, it made Teh look bad. It made Teh look so fucking bad. This moment actually makes so much sense to me. The fact that he would confront Jae instead of Teh, because at least if he's gonna get lied to, at least if he's gonna get gaslit, it's gonna be by some dude that doesn't matter to him. There's so many things wrong with this. I don't even know where to start. Your directing style isn't just that you kissed him. What your directing style did is you wrecked a relationship. And I know that, okay, not all of that can be put on Jae. This is Teh's fault, right? Because you cannot steal people. That concept is stupid and inaccurate, and it doesn't make sense. Jae didn't steal Teh from Oh-aew. Teh made a conscious decision, regardless of how he wants to fucking spin it and flip it and reverse it. He made a conscious decision to lie to his boyfriend, not involve his boyfriend in that part of himself in his life. And he essentially is what ruined this entire thing. And, like, yes, forever, I will hold Teh to that. That is best friend's fault. And we cannot, like, put everything on Jae. But I'm just mad at Jai. I'm mad at Jai because he's manipulative and he is saying that everything that he did is for the sake of art. The fact that he already contributes nothing to the plot angers me enough because I'm forced to watch this happen and to see Oh-aew, one of my favorite characters of this entire show, become basically a wreck. And he's also an awful human being. There are mistakes, and then there's Jai. And also Teh. This guy is so cute. That roommate is wasted on this entire show. And like this too. This would have been such an interesting plot point as well. How is Teh going to deal with the pressure of now being in the public eye and have so many people, so many like followers and fans try to look into his private life and try to out him and understand his sexuality when he himself is also still trying to figure that out. So now that we have all of that out of the way, we can proceed to episode 5. I just need a break because I ordered some food and I'm gonna wait for that to arrive. I got Cajun chicken and chips. Okay, delicious. And a salted egg pasta carbonara. And I don't know if that's going to be good. We'll find out together. I think I saw it on Twitter. Ooh! Mingi, you are such a blessing to this world. Let's all take a moment to thank him. Oh! The sins. Japanese charm cooling spray. Little spritz, little love. Enjoy. Oh no, my coffee. Jongho.
I cannot imagine a universe where that isn't the prettiest thing that I've ever seen.
Who is that next to you? Is that Yuno? I'm gonna kill this. It's Yuno. Corn husk blonde. He is a white boy blonde right now. Hongjung's not here. I guess he's late. Must be a lot of traffic. The commute from hell is no joke. I don't know yet because I haven't asked Maja, but for those of you that don't know, I have another channel called LPE. It's not my channel. It's a channel that I share with Maja, who's like one of my friends. She is her own person, but she is also all of Sweden. So that's really fun to be friends with Sweden. Channel will be linked down below. It's called LPE. That's the name of our company. It's a very real company. Please don't look us up. Just respect our rights, respect that it's a real company, and trust us. Go ahead and subscribe. Theme of that channel is that we react to music videos of various K-pop artists. It just so happens that so far what we have on there is just Ateez, but it's variety. It's variety gaming. Okay, not gaming. It's variety K-pop. So we might react to that. I'm not sure. But if we do, you can also try to find out if we do by going over to that channel, giving us a little subscribe, giving us a little like. We enjoy that, I think. I mean, I'm not sure. It does smell a bit like garlic sauce, actually. That's so good. I guess there's a little salsa with it as well. And it comes with chips. Which are some homemade potato chips. Salted egg. Ow! It smells like regular carbonara, but this is supposed to be like salted egg carbonara. You can't see this, but I'm twisting it into the chopstick. You can really taste the salted egg in that. I don't know if I like it. I probably should. It's expensive and there's a lot. That's my food. I'll be right back.
ก็เป็นแคมเปญแล้วก็จัดทำเป็นของแถม
I'm so proud of him.
เก็บไว้ดีกว่าหลักฐานความข้างรักอะ
I used to hear shit like that about and I have tattoos of my own. I mean, it's whatever. I love tattoos. But I used to hear shit like that all the time. And I would say it myself too, that like, ow, I like this on my body, like this scar or this tattoo. It'll remind me of like that thing. So I always thought that like, it's kind of dumb to do that because how could you ever forget these things? But now that I'm older, you know, because as everyone knows here, I'm 75 years old. Thinking back to my youth, like, wow, there are certain things, and I do forget sometimes. Right, that happened. Oh-aew is just so in awe of him still and is so proud of him. He was there for him since they were kids, and yes, they had a falling out, but he always looked up to this guy. He looked up to Teh so much that up until college, actually to this day, even until college, all he ever did was be his biggest fan. It's also very different, huh? Like, I don't know if you guys noticed this watching season 2 as well. But just the overall feel of it, how this show was cut and put together is very different from season 1. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like season 2 is a lot more drama-like. Not drama, the genre, but like K-drama-y, like TV showy than season 1 was. Season 1 still felt kind of indie-like. Okay, I'll say this. This scene actually got to me. There's just something about when two people have been separated for a really long time and then they see each other again. There's something about that just speaks to me. That just runs me over like a freight train. This series also encompasses a lot of my favorite tropes. Enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, childhood friends to enemies to lovers. Girl, put some salt in it, stick it in the oven, and then take me with it. Shut the door. Let me die with that series. And the way that Oh-aew looks at him with so much admiration and longing. Bruh, who asked, best friend? Who asked? I did. I asked. Like, I wish I could put this shot of them right next to them when they were in school, them when they were kids. You know, like, it makes me emotional. This is why I really like long love stories. Because you can see two people grow. You see these two people fall in love while at the same time grow up next to each other and learn to love the new person that they're meeting. And re-falling in love with the new person that they're seeing next to them is... Even just talking about it. Sorry, I keep breathing into you and breathing you in. Who are we? Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly? Me saying this right after going on and on about how Teh doesn't deserve him anymore. I mean, And then the next shot will be them in their 30s and just like standing next to each other. And then 40s. And then 50s. You don't ever have to leave if to change is what you need.
ไปนั่งก่อนดิเดี๋ยวไปเอา
You
น้ำให้
can change
เฮ้ยไม่เป็นไร
right next to me.
ไม่เป็นไร
It's also funny how they just keep bumping into each other, right? Despite the fact that they fall out and they have bouts of time where they don't speak, time and time again they find themselves just bumping into each other. They keep meeting each other as different versions of themselves every time. Like, I cannot tell you, there are people in my life that I am no longer friends with now, but if I had met them now as who I am now, I probably wouldn't be friends with them again. I probably wouldn't choose to be in their lives again.
โอเคส่งอีเมลเท่
Because that's like so true about corporate. You're like on your laptop, you've got your nose digging into that screen, right? And you're typing away and it looks like you are just in the zone. You're creating the best thing possible. You're about to get a promotion and you're typing your way there. And then someone else sees that, actually notices the screen, and then sees that you're just fucking typing up an email that's like a reminder for people to turn in their weekly reports or some shit. Oh my god. Ew. I'm feeling things. I hate this. This is, you know what? Maybe in a way I do understand the both of them. Maybe in a way I do understand Oh-aew and his like love for them, because honestly, like, I know this guy's a piece of shit. He cheated, he's awful, he lies, and he never really learns, it feels like. We are always falling back into the same cycles. And yet here we are. Here I am. Fucking wanting them to hold hands. God damn it. This is what good chemistry does.
เรื่องตูตี้ไหมหมาที่แบบ
Tutti was too deceased. Honestly, Tutti contributed more to the plot than Jai ever did.
ใช่แล้วมึงจะคบเขาทำไมแต่แรก
Obviously, these two, even though they're talking about a different relationship, you can't help but read too much into the current conversation and connect that or see how it connects to you. And like, Bebe Oh-aew is hearing this and probably thinking that like, is that why that whole thing with Jai happened? Because, you know, shit like that, when you get cheated on, it really does something to you. And it can really like affect the way that you see yourself and make you question yourself first, even though that really shouldn't be the case, because problems like that are not caused by you. You can tell, like, I would imagine that Oh-aew does wonder, like, what was it? What was it that, like, changed? Where did things go wrong? Why did you seek comfort in Jai? And why were you telling him things that you couldn't tell me? So maybe now he's taking that to mean that that's why Teh cheated on him with Jai. Because right now he's saying to Teh the things that he couldn't say before, but what he wished Teh did. It's hurtful because, like, he's not gonna be the one receiving the things that he was looking for in Teh from before. It's gonna be some actress, some actor. He really is Jaemin. He looks so much like Jaemin in that one. In this shot, with that outfit. I saw a TikTok of a fan call between Jaemin from NCT Dream and a fan. And the fan was like, what did she say? She asked Jaemin to do something that's in reference to the show. Now I'm just on TikTok. This is the TikTok that inspired me to make a Midnight Mass review.
Don't recommend people watch Midnight Mass on Netflix at all, because I have work at 9 a.m. and it's 2:40 as I'm recording this. That show took topics that I thought I stopped being afraid of when I was like 10 years old and made me deeply, deeply afraid of them again.
Guys, you are the main character of your own story, so start acting like it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Get fired from your job. Go out tonight and drink too much. Message your ex. Do something regrettable. I want to see you hit rock bottom today. Winners don't get redemption arcs.
This is a good touch because that tiny scene kind of references a lot of their, their history. Their history as kids up until when they grew up. And it's also kind of like a slight, hey, you're not the only one that remembers things. Oh, ew, haha. But it's not that deep. This isn't that deep. And I can let this go. But I decided not to. And here's what it is the fact that, like, the play just started and it just goes into this immediately makes no sense because they just sat down. This is not a scene that's happening in the middle of the play. There's nothing here that indicates that this is the middle. This is the beginning. And also, it's so dramatic from the get-go, it doesn't make any sense. And also, like, there's just no subtlety to it whatsoever. He's literally just, like, writing down the things that he wished he had said to Oh-aew's face, but he put it in the play. And it's so lazy. As much of, like, as a nice touch as it is to do this thing and create, like, your entire final and future on the past. Again, nice touch, kind of cute, but it's also like, what a lazy ass play, dude. Like, Baby, you light up my world like no. Of all the things that he could have cameoed as, why would they bring him back just to hear about the guy that he loved? Rant on and on about the guy that he lost, the guy that he loved too. Do you know what I mean? Like, he lost Oh-aew to Teh. And now he has to sit here after having escaped that in Phuket. Now he has to sit here and listen to it over and over again. Like, what's that about? Season 3 spin-off with Baz, please, because this is bullshit. Oh, right. He blocked him a long time ago. And then now he's opening up the messages for the first time. Turns out this guy's been messaging him. Come down. He was outside his apartment at one point. I invited Baz. That's nice. Can someone please, like, I do not understand. He's the actor in this situation. Why couldn't anyone get him a suit that actually fit him? Look at this. Okay, this is a suit that, like, well fits the person that's wearing it. And then look at this. Look at his hands. I'm fucking tired. I'm happy that they're back together. And I understand if you think that this is so vague, because why am I going off about everything that is wrong with season 2 and in one fashion, and then in the next I'm like sitting here falling in love with them all over again. Ultimately though, season 2 is just okay, no need to wonder. But I love these two together. Maybe it's not them. It's not really them that I dislike. Well, that's not true. Now I deeply dislike Teh. But seeing them together kind of gives me hope. You know, you always kind of want to believe in people and you want to think that maybe this time it'll be different. Like, if you look at that scene, though, where the two of them are having, like, this long-ass confession about their love towards one another and how they want to work it out and whatnot. There's so many great things being said there, and yes, it's touching. But if you remember a specific scene from season 1, they were on the hammock and they were speaking. It was very sweet. Oh-aew had just conveyed his, you know, his feelings for Teh. That was really sweet because barely anything was said, really. But it was still so sweet and effective. It was simple, but it just felt very realistic, the writing of the dialogue. So much more realistic than now, because now it's just, I think that's one of the biggest changes that I've noticed is the dialogue and the way that they interact with one another. Ooh, crystals has become very, very different. It's also like a pretty rare case for me, at least, because this is the first time, or one of the few times actually, this is one of the few times where I really enjoyed one season of a show, and instead of just like being okay with the second season or really liking it, which of course has happened before as well, I deeply dislike the next season to the point where I don't even want to acknowledge its existence because it's so deeply disappointing. I was going to rant in this portion, and this is why I have the game open and ready, because I was going to play the game and do like an artifact farming video while at the same time talking about talking about how this show angered me and what those reasons are. But I feel like I've ranted in a pretty balanced way throughout the video. Like I've said why it is that I think Jai is unnecessary. He really is, though, right? If you think about it. With all of the drama that happened in season 2, it really wasn't necessary that they added Jai. Like, I don't see why his involvement was necessary whatsoever. Especially because we didn't really get to know Jai either. You know, like, he had that whole affair thing with Miss... whatever, that teacher is also irrelevant, but he had that whole thing going on, while at the same time, I missed an artifact place, while at the same time, he was also playing with Teh, who was in a committed relationship. All of this happening, too, during the time that James and Jai, also that whole thing with James was, you know, if you guys remember James of James and Jai, yeah, that whole thing was a mess, too. Like, I don't know exactly what was going on there. He supposedly is very in love with James, but we rarely see James. And a lot of the friendship between Teh and Jai lies within all of the time that had been skipped when we were watching it. Like, we didn't see them actually being friends. That's why it was so confusing to me when the two of them were suddenly very close. And I don't understand their dynamic at all. Even now I don't. Because I didn't see how it started. It wasn't like with Teh and Oh-aew. We got to see them grow up together. We saw their entire story. Why they were close. Why they became close again. Why they're best friends. But here, supposedly, Teh wanted to explore other options. And he found Jai to be interesting enough to ruin his fucking relationship for him. But then we don't know why, because we never saw it happen. All we really saw was, you know, them in the middle of their friendship, and then I guess there was that one scene where they were in a restaurant. And fucking Jai was trying to explain something, but he was being really pretentious about it. Not on purpose, but just like, you know, my opinion. So like there's that, I guess, but he registered more as like a creep. And for any one of you also that had been watching the show and thinking, oh my god, that Jai guy is a creep, turns out we're right. Because, you know, oh sorry, no, we're not right. It's just his directing style, I guess. I will give them, okay, I'll give them this. I know that to some degree there was already a plot for season 2 prior to filming. And the reason why there was so much delay in filming was because, I can't fit through there, was because of the pandemic. I'm wondering if why there's so much that doesn't feel right in this season is because there was that type of interruption. That's possible, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, we'll never know. I can give him that, but that, you know, that still wouldn't make me like the show. That still wouldn't make me like the end result. Understanding that, you know, I could sympathize and be like, it's too bad that something happened to a really good show and kind of interrupted the flow of it. Hold on. But that still won't make it a good show. And I'm not being facetious when I ask this, I promise you. I really want to know. For those of you that actually like Jai, could you explain to me why that is? Like, why do you like him, and why do you think that his character does hold relevance in season 2 and was a very necessary addition? I genuinely want to know. I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I am curious to find out if there's something that I'm missing or not considering. Just leave like a comment about Jai and like tell me what it is about him that I'm missing. There's also like who is it? Kim. Right, Kim was also a thing, and there's like this huge implication that Kim and Top were actually sort of going out. Which is kind of cute, I guess. Not like huge impact, but cute impact. Makes me want to rewatch season 1. And don't pay attention to the fact, obviously she's not going to solo this domain, but don't pay attention to the fact that she is really with 2 of the most broken units in the game. Also Xingqiu, who's crazy ass support. Don't look at that. Okay, just look at Lisa. Look at what Lisa can do. Look at this shit. Oh. Look at her fucking unga bunga these bitches. Like, they don't know what to do with her. They don't know. She's tasering them. She's tasering them, dude. Okay, that was all Lisa. That wasn't Kazuha. That was all Lisa. That was all her. This? All Lisa. That wasn't even Zhongli. That wasn't even a little bit Zhongli. That was all Lisa. Okay, look at that damage. Look at that damage. 46 seconds. All Lisa. That's all her. Alright, bye guys. That's my video. I hope you enjoyed the messiness that is this video. Maybe I can get this out by tomorrow, is the hope. Because right now, all I really plan on doing is editing. So let's see if I can get it out by tomorrow. Here are my other ideas. I have, like, obviously Young Royals. Haven't finished this yet. An organization video for YouTube. I don't know. I don't know who I think I am. Why I can't do Thai BLs. How about this one? Art and a list of the boys love animes that I like. So basically, I'm going to compile a list of BL animes that I enjoy. And at the same time, I'm going to be doing some art. I was thinking about a comic strip. Obviously not a full ass manga. But I wanted to put together just a short comic strip that's boys lovey. I have it planned out. I have like a tiny storyboard of it in my sketchbook. I could show you, but it might ruin the surprise. So maybe, oh right, and then after. Thank you to everybody here. I will see you when I see you. And maybe next time that you do see me, I'll be doing one of these. Or maybe something else entirely different. Bye-bye!